Hey guys, I get it when you're setting up a small bakery, a home-based catering service, or just trying to keep a stock of bulk meals for a family, the freezer you choose can feel like a gamble. You don't want to waste money on a unit that's too small, too noisy, or that freezes everything unevenly, but you also don't want to end up with a clunky industrial fridge that takes up half the kitchen and drains the power bill. I've been talking to a few small business owners, home cook enthusiasts, and even a couple of college students who needed a reliable backup freezer for bulk shopping trips, and the common thread is, they need a freezer that's spacious enough for a lot of items, easy enough to move, and simple enough that you don't have to be a technician to keep it running. The KoolMore 23-inch commercial auto defrost rear chin freezer checks a lot of those boxes, and I'm going to walk you through why it might be a good fit or why you might want to keep looking. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the size. At 23 inches wide and offering 12 cubic feet of storage, this unit sits squarely in the sweet spot for anyone who needs serious capacity without the overhead of a full-size walk-in freezer. Think about a small prep kitchen that needs to store a rotating stock of meats, desserts, and frozen veggies. The shelving is heavy-duty and adjustable, so you can fit large trays of chicken on the bottom and stack smaller containers of ice cream on top without worrying about the racks buckling. For a family that does a weekly bulk shop at Costco, the 12 cubic foot volume can hold a dozen bags of frozen berries, several pizza boxes, and a few pre-packaged meals, all while still leaving room for a couple of large freezer bags that you can tuck away for emergencies. One of the biggest headaches with traditional rear chin freezers is the need to manually defrost them. That can mean pulling everything out, letting the ice melt, and then wiping it down, which is a nightmare if you're on a tight schedule. This KoolMore model has an auto defrost system that cycles automatically, which translates to less downtime and fewer chances of ice buildup that could jeopardize temperature consistency. In practice, you'll notice that you don't have to schedule a defrost day. The unit takes care of it while you're restocking or pulling items, so the temperature stays steady and the food stays safe. The trade-off is that the auto defrost cycle does run a bit longer than a simple manual defrost, but the extra energy use is modest and most users find the convenience outweighs the slight increase in power draw. Mobility is another practical factor that often gets overlooked. Because the freezer sits on a set of caster wheels with a lock-in feature, you can roll it around if you need to reconfigure your kitchen layout or move it for a bigger event. Those wheels are sturdy enough to handle the weight of a fully loaded freezer. We're talking over 300 pounds when it's packed, yet they lock securely so the unit won't drift when the door is opened. For someone who operates a pop-up food stall or a seasonal market booth, the ability to move the freezer in and out of a truck or behind a prep table can be a game changer. If you're looking for a unit that will stay bolted in one spot in a commercial pantry, the wheels may feel unnecessary, but they do add a level of flexibility that most static freezers don't provide. Safety and security are built into the design, with an ETL listing that assures you the unit meets the standard electrical safety requirements, and a key-locked door that keeps unauthorized hands out. In a setting where you have employees or kids around, that lock can help prevent accidental openings that could cause temperature spikes. Real-world feedback from a small bakery owner highlighted that the lock gave them peace of mind during overnight shifts when the shop was empty. The downside. The key lock means you have to keep the key handy at all times. Misplacing it could be inconvenient, though a spare can be ordered without much hassle. Now, let's talk about who should bite. If you're a hobbyist who only occasionally freezes a few containers, a smaller countertop freezer or a chest freezer might make more sense financially and space-wise. The KoolMore rear chin unit shines when you have a regular flow of items to store. Think meal prep businesses, small-scale caterers, or families that buy in bulk and need organized sections for different food types. The adjustable shelving lets you compartmentalize, so you can keep raw meats on the bottom level away from rear-to-toe-it meals on the top, which helps with both hygiene and efficient retrieval. Another strong candidate is anyone who values the auto defrost feature. If you're sick of turning the freezer off, scraping ice, and waiting for it to come back to temperature, you'll appreciate the hands-off approach. On the flip side, skip this model if you're confined to a tiny apartment kitchen.